Mr. Freeman. Is it really that time again, Mr. Freeman? Is it really that time? I might have tapped out of the game at a bad time. I might have caused it to... We're fine. Look at that. Zaum. Za. Beautiful. And we're good. Everything looks good. Voice looks good. Recording is quiet. Maybe too quiet. Are we? No, I went up there. Okay, we're fine. Maybe. Okay. Hello, welcome back to Disco Elysium part. If I were to guess, 8, 7, 8. I think it's 8. We're in a place that is called the Dreamscape. Yes. Did not know this was a thing. But let's check it out. I think you're trying to lead me over to a certain body. I want to go through the smoke. No, I won't. I can't. Anything around? No thoughts? Relatable. Can I walk in the goo? Are your thoughts just stuck here now? And they're gone. Wait, if I do that and then start walking, they're just stuck. Is that helpful? I don't know. Go away. Disco. What is Elysium? What does Elysium mean? Did I ask this already? I'm looking it up. Elysium. It's an action sci-fi movie. What does Elysium mean? In Danish? Is Jesus, I can't. I'm gonna need a... Meaning, a place or state of ideal happiness. Happiness. Just being happy. Okay. That's what we're looking for, is it? Looks a little bit like me.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
Scent. What scent would that? There's a lot of scents. I don't know.
Do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
Who? I was left. Who?
Do you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth?
I was left.
That's right, funky baby. And you just stood there. One hand on the bottle and the other on your dick. Watching her go. Let it all be dragged away from you.
Oh no.
Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I can get it all back.
No, it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
I wish I'd said it. I wish I said it out loud. I was just gonna be, where's Elysium? Where? Elysium is happiness. Where's Elysium? Oh my god, what is Elysium? Yeah, well, I just asked. Go on.
Everything. The pale and the useless. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history.
I feel like I'm gonna sound like this in like, I don't know, 20 years.
You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
How? Is this because of that communism thing I didn't do? It takes time, right? I'm gonna click this and then I'm gonna open my window and you might be able to hear it. I'm sorry, okay, but it's getting a little bit warm. I kind of want my room to be cold, so when I go to bed it'll be nice and cold, because I'm gonna go to bed after this and okay.
No, you haven't. You're just sleep talking. And the act is wearing thin, too. The spots on the disco ball fade around you.
They sure do.
You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time, sweating up the bed. Stinky boy.
How dare you? I can come back for this.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
I'm trying to solve this case. Both the one that is the hanged man, but also the case of my own brain and my own state. Trying to better Harry? Sure.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
There's another type.
Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too, so soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork, barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry.
Harry.
Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Relatable. Although it's not really a factory and it's not that shit. Okay. Wake up, Harry. Wake up and smell the ashes. Yeah. Hey, you slept till 7:30. I mean, that's fine. When'd you go to bed? At like, what was it, 11? 11:30? That's good.
Good going, buddy.
Thank you. Oh my god, what the hell was that? I just had the most beautiful dream. Sarcasm. I love it. But then, some realism.
Yes. Wait till you see the one with the chick in it. It's gonna be a good one. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
What chick?
You don't know? You don't know? Some broad that messed you up. It'll come to you. It always does.
You don't know? Did they leave in 2 takes for the anime?
You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think?
Yeah.
It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
Well. No, that's not it, really. I feel super good. Why is this happening?
It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more.
No more. That's good. That's a good start. We're all clean now. We're all good. Fresh start. It's gonna feel like crap, but you get your coffee and you'll be good. Yeah, and you're gonna see Kim, and it's gonna light this smile on your face, 'cause he's the best boy.
Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself.
I agree. I need to get more of it then. No, I can take this. I'm not going to go looking for speed.
Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
It's interesting. In a lot of games, when you're controlling a character, you typically don't have a choice to try to better them or worsen them. I always try to be like, let's try to make some of the decisions that I might make personally, and let's try to better this person. But that's not typically actually an option. But in this game, you can literally do it. That's a lie. I can do this without the speed. Half the town won't be dead.
Suit yourself, slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark.
Don't need it. We do not need it. We're good. What's up? Sing karaoke. I know. What's new? What's good? Nothing. Done? Get a reality lowdown. Right. But she never fully... I guess I completed it. Sure. Weird. Right. Oh boy, what a day we're gonna have. Do we level up? Oh, I never did spend a point, did I? Although I could swear I spend a point here. I do have more things. We're doing the good ones, right? This is a weird one. This is a silly one. We're doing the good stuff. Sure. Let's level up something. What? I don't know. Our empathy is great. Do we need more of it? Could always use more. Are we gonna need more of... Could it be a strat to save it? And while I'm... next time I see... This is 0? That's probably because of my... clothing. because of something. Right? One of these? Is it... The bonus is... Which one is it? This one that we're working on is giving me -2. Fair enough. Yeah. I don't want to take like a million years trying to pick this. Logic, more encyclopedia, just having knowledge is pretty good just for gameplay. I'll think about it. Maybe we're gonna need something. Do you want some water? You wanna maybe stop the water from running? Hello.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Oh god, -10 for tool not in hand. Do I have a tool? We want to use the chain cutters? Bullets? Are you right-handed?
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
That's not
In
great.
it, your face, adorned with the expression.
But I may retry this. Interfacing, huh? You know? Interfacing. Why are you yellow? Because I already spent a point in here, I think. Interfacing. Master machines. Pick locks and pockets. We don't need to pick pockets, do we? But we might need to pick some locks in the future. That's not a horrible thing to have. Sneak under their noses. The quickest to react. An untouchable man. Pretty good reaction speed already. Perception. See, hear, and smell everything. Let no detail go unnoticed. That'd be pretty good to get up. But right now, we might need this. But I don't know how big of a difference it's really gonna make. And it's a white... It's a white check, so we can do it over and over. You know, maybe we'll do this. I don't know. Sure. Give it to me. What is this? Practice the art of persuasion. Yeah, that might be good too. Later. For now, let's stick with this. Anyway, let's try it.
The faucet is quite terribly mangled, but you just might be able to twist its parts into place.
Hee 17%, let's go.
You handle the chain cutters deftly, applying just enough pressure. The faucet regains a recognizable shape. The steam stops.
See what happens when you're clean. Okay, when you're sober. You can do things like this.
Told you that you needed those chain cutters. Everything is connected. Everything has a purpose.
Sure.
The mirror begins to clear slowly without you having to wipe it.
Alright, so, wait. Dig deep. I guess we did that, didn't we? What is this? Attempt to stop the expression from happening. The smile? I don't really need to stop it. I like it. No more steam gives us +2. And we're still at a 3. Electrochemistry is at 3. And this all gives me 3%.
Still not happening. It won't come off that easy.
Yeah. I don't know why we're trying to make it come off, but... You know, we stopped the water. I don't know if you were paying for that. Now, what? Just walking around with chain cutters. Maybe. Whoops. Maybe we don't need to do that. Oi, buddy. Don't try to open it, just knock on the door. Whatever. He's probably down here somewhere. Anything? No. Okay. Oh, hello. People. And you've moved. Kim's at the bar, getting drunk. At 7 in the morning. Good morning. Yeah. No. We can face each other. Kim. Sorry, every time I try to just...
Morning.
We made it. Good morning.
Looks like we can get to work at once. The Union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them.
Sure thing. What do you mean, rowdy?
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the Union. These men here. Men who drink beer for breakfast? There's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
Are these the men Guard told us about yesterday?
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said.
Yeah.
One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it.
Mm-hmm. Why do we need to talk to them? I sort of get why we need to talk to them, but maybe you can give me some more details.
A lot of things point to the dock workers union. The circumstances in Martinez, my preliminary information. Actually, that's not a lot of things. We should have dug up more yesterday. Still, we need to talk to them, and it won't be easy.
Is that on me? Is that my fault? There's so many of them.
That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay?
Yeah.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Good. A power move. Purposefully concentrate on something else first.
When did they leave? I don't want to miss them.
Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past. Do it on your own terms.
I mean, it kind of is on our own terms.
But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
I am.
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
What do you want to do first? We're here. We could talk to the other people first and then go to them. I don't mind that. We did stuff. Pissing competition. Find booze and drink it. No. No. Track down your badge. Yeah, okay. It doesn't really seem to be a specific quest. Hello.
Just a moment.
Yeah?
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
Yeah, likewise.
The lady is distressed. Perhaps something more upbeat might cheer her up.
Howdy. Good day, ma'am. Everything all right? Sir, ma'am, didn't mean to eavesdrop on your conversation. Tell me, what's got you so down? Howdy.
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working.
Oh, that's a great shame.
A faint smile tells you she appreciates the effort, but at the moment her mind is on more serious matters.
The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
What's wrong with the phone line?
The manager was vague about it.
Why, this guy? That's a surprise.
To let the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night. But they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
You hear that? Someone's missing. There could be foul play afoot.
I love missing persons cases. That's a weird thing to say. Missing persons aren't really my style. Wait, we're not saying this out loud. Okay. Sure.
That's right. Now skip the foreplay. Time to dive into the dark alleys. Start shaking down the usual suspects. You know, legwork.
Yeah, sure.
Doing some good will alleviate the hangover. At least you're of use to someone.
That would be nice. I like volition. Whatever that means. I'm about to look that up too. I'm not smart, okay? There's a lot of things I don't know. Hold up. Volition. The faculty or power of using one's will. The power to use my will? Yeah, okay. Sure. Right. I'll buy it. Has your husband gone missing before? This sounds more like a side thing. No, I'll bite.
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully. But you have more important things to worry about.
No. What is this expedition your husband was on?
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect.
Oh.
But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
Don't know. Who's Gary?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that. Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day.
Good. It's not Gary. That's good. Are they in a rough neighborhood?
There's a nameless old fishing village nearby, but we've never had any trouble there before. There is a lot of crime around here, isn't there?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess anywhere here is a dangerous
I
neighborhood.
can't say it's the best part of town, but I wouldn't worry too much about a pair of grown men traveling together.
Yeah. Good point.
The lieutenant doesn't want to agitate the woman. Do it. Find her husband. This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect. Some fringe science is exactly what's needed right now. Spice up that vanilla murder investigation.
So vanilla, right? So vanilla. Just a little hanged man. We need some more. Some missing people. Let's go. I love all the little, the different things chiming in. I feel like I picked some good ones that actually make sense. I feel like you could pick some some horrible things as like kick this woman in the face and run away, take her money. She's in a wheelchair. What's she gonna do? Glad we done. I'll accept. This sounds like police business. Well, you can at least say you'll have a look around since you'll be going around anyway. You'll see if you can just find anything.
Are you sure we have time to go chasing after bug hunters just now? I did suggest we play it cool, but...
It's just a little side thing. We'll do it down the line. I've already given my word. I've got a premonition that this missing scientist is connected to our main case. Could be. Probably not. But that there's nothing really to... It is just a premonition, I guess. I think it would be good to take a break from the hanged man. It's just police work. Sure.
I sincerely doubt it. Still, I suppose it won't hurt to keep an eye out.
Exactly, that's all we'll be doing.
Oh, thank you, officers. Truly, I'll be right here if you come across any sign of Morel.
I was gonna say, last night, wasn't there like the water lock thing, wasn't that broken? But we already know that, because we're amazing. But that feels like just, let's go through all these things first, just because. So your husband's some kind of scientist?
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious.
And you're simply trying to prove their existence, not necessarily claiming that every single rare species just 100% exists, but you're just trying to find proof. So what's wrong with that? That's fine.
Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
She's completely internalized her husband's struggles. They are her own.
It's kind of sweet, isn't it? Tell me more about Morel.
Oh dear, I'm not sure where to begin.
What's your husband look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
That's really oddly specific, like... Could say he's about my height, about my build. Maybe he's fatter, maybe he's skinnier. What kind of hair does he have? Come on.
It's always a challenge to describe the person you know best in the world.
If I were trying to meet him on the street, what would I look for?
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you,
There you
but
go.
with a larger frame.
Uh-huh.
And he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
Wild white hair. Bit shorter, bit fatter.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
I'll jot it down in my head.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case.
How long have you been married? Not that it at all really matters.
We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
I get that. How did you meet?
via dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he'd just divorced.
Right. It's all good.
We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
That's beautiful.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
I don't need to find out.
I hope I've been useful.
Sure, you always are. Tell me more about this rare insect. I'm kind of curious.
Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
Oh, go on. Just the little bits.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
I don't care. Kim, you're wrong in this one. I want to hear about it.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but...
Oh, yeah. Here comes the interesting.
Go on.
where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the insular Indian coast.
Reed? I have to look up what a reed is now?
Hence its name, the insular Indian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us officers.
Lou Reed. He's like a guitar player or something. Oh, here you go, Reed. It's like a little, yeah, like you would see in a field or something.
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoologists.
Why not?
It's not made up, officer. I can assure you.
Jump proof?
There's a hint of defensiveness to her retort, but also confidence. She seems to sit up a little straighter in her chair.
Oh.
It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
What makes you think the phasmid is around here?
Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping.
So a newspaper clipping is all the evidence you have?
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the insular Indian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
Is it dangerous?
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully?
Sure. Does it have cool powers?
Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds.
Wow.
It's how it stayed hidden all these years, centuries even.
What's so special about this stick bug then?
Oh dear, I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special.
I get it.
Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
Maybe you could convince her to tell you about some cool cryptids? Sure. We have a green ape pen.
Sometimes the most charming thing you can do is be reasonable in your requests.
Could you tell me about one, just one, more interesting cryptid? Cryptid? The insular Indian phasmid was great.
I suppose you could use a break and I could use a distraction.
Yeah, we're gonna talk to those scary guys, but on our own terms, so we're gonna do something else first. Haha.
One cryptid, like you said. One. This can't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza. We have things to do.
Okay, Kim. Just one.
He nods and assumes a waiting posture.
That's all he does. He never postures otherwise.
Ooh, tough choice there.
Oh. biggest, the tiniest, the most dangerous. Is that a cryptid on this pen you gave me? It's an ape pen, right? Is there any invisible cryptids? Oh boy.
What an interesting question. And the answer is yes, there are.
Of course. All fairy tales have someone or something invisible in them.
Shush, Kim. Yeah, shush.
It's the Col de Mama d'Aqua. Its name means thin whisper of sound, and that's precisely what it is. Self-replicating sound waves, invisible and intangible. The Col de Mama is very afraid of us, which makes it incredibly difficult to track.
Col de Mama d'Aqua. What does it sound like?
Like nothing. It's such a high-pitched sound that us humans can't hear it, nor can other animals. It could be ringing right outside your window and you wouldn't even know it. Could be anywhere. Everywhere, even.
Anywhere and everywhere? So how would we ever know this exists?
Fine, I'll bite. How can an animal be a sound?
Many scientists have asked the same question. Some have claimed that it isn't itself a sound, but a tiny corpuscle that emits sound waves. But there's no evidence to support this theory.
Well, what evidence is there of this animal being a sound?
Plenty. It's the evidence that led to its discovery. In the 1920s, a group of Areopagite ornithologists, that is, scientists who study birds, were trying out a new recording technology for capturing sounds outside the range of human hearing. When playing back recordings they had made in the foothills of the Ea mountain range, they noticed certain anomalies, patterns that seemed random at first, but on closer examination were consistent with the waveforms of songbirds.
Mm-hmm.
The scientists soon discovered they could track and even predict what appeared to be feeding, mating, and migration patterns based on sound waves in a strictly delimited range of ultrasonic frequencies, even higher than those of the highest-pitched bat calls.
She transforms, when speaking about these strange animals, into a confident woman.
What's interesting?
They realized that they had discovered a new species and called it the Col de Mama d'Aqua, after the Paracanassian name for the voice of God, which is said to be very silent. They grew quite obsessed with these little birds. Even though they couldn't see them, they could distinguish among individual birds and even began to name some of them.
Sorry. We have long, crazy descriptions and stories to all these. There were like some different options, and I'm only probably going to ask one of them because Kim doesn't want to know more. That's crazy.
Sequester, Time, Joscan. Those are but some of the Mama d'Aqua they followed individually.
Could it be here right now?
It could be. As I said, it could be everywhere. And we wouldn't know any better. It could be ringing all the days of our lives and nights.
Why is the Mama d'Aqua so afraid of us?
That is a sad story. A group of university students assisting with the field work in their enthusiasm for the project, and no doubt because they were preoccupied with impressing their professors, nearly drove it to extinction. They tried to communicate with it and had no other means but sound. So they started sending out sound waves at frequencies they thought might match the Mama d'Aqua's. And what happens when a sound wave meets another sound wave of the same frequency, dear?
Yeah, multiple choice.
This lady really should be a teacher. She's really good at the explaining things thing.
I think they amplify. Surely.
No, dear. They cancel each other out.
Dang it.
And these tests were performed so recklessly that when they happened upon the right frequency, well, they wiped out most of the population.
Interesting theory, right? That they're, I mean, all it's I don't know. I mean, I'm not smart, but they're what we know. How many things do we not know? You know, how many things are there in the universe to discover and to figure out that we just don't know yet? Probably an infinite amount of things, right? What we know right now is just what we've figured out and what we've found out and what we've come across, and a lot of things we know are by accident. How many things I don't know. Think about it. Something existing that is just sound waves? Probably not, but maybe.
Great regret washes over her. A wending cloth.
After that, the corpuscle appears to have migrated elsewhere. There have been recordings of anomalies similar to those spotted in Ea, but they've been few and far between. It's impossible to confirm the presence of any stable Koltama Madakwa population anywhere.
Of course. A common thread in these. Disappearance and unfalsifiability. I like the story, though, ma'am.
I'm glad you did, dear.
Genuinely glad. Interesting. What about...
What about what?
Oh, we get to do it? I know I said one. But we gotta know about the pen.
Hey, you promised you'd only ask about one cryptid.
But Kim... Think about all the time that the developers spent writing all this... The writers made all this, and just for us to not do it.
The lieutenant pauses, thoughtfully.
Huh?
Something in him breaks.
Whoa.
Ah, fuck it. Let's have more cryptids.
I love you. I love you, Kim. You're great. You're growing to be one of my favorite characters in the game. You know, there's a few. Maybe I'll do a video about that one day. That's not a bad idea, actually. Huh. Let's not... I can't start thinking about that. I'm gonna be so sidetracked thinking about like side characters and followers in games that I love. Yeah, stop.
Well, the cryptid on your pen is the kind green ape, half war story, half undiscovered species in the genus Homo.
Say what now? The genus Homo.
Yes, it was reported by soldiers in South Safra during the war. The kind green ape would visit bunkers during the night, healing wounded soldiers with its saliva.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it has amazing healing qualities. Some soldiers reported growing back limbs, regaining their sight.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Indeed, there is. It's our closest relative among the cryptids. Same taxonomic family, different genus.
My gayness is... Star, we can't be making these jokes. I didn't read this thing, I'm sorry, but there's something about the undiscovered subspecies of man.
Which is to say, the kind green ape is a species with which we share a common ancestor, and that evolved parallel to our own. Just like your partners.
What? What? I'm pretty sure Kim is the same species as us. To suggest otherwise is stupid. That's why I always have to take the lead, right, Kim? I knew it, Kim. You're not human.
Ma'am, you are confusing him.
Please don't misunderstand me, either of you. Human, as it is used in everyday speech, is hardly a taxonomic category. For all intents and purposes, you can be thought of as human. Though Saolites do have some distinguishing characteristics. Different advantages, if you will.
Yes, advantages such as the flakier texture of Saolite earwax, or so I've heard. Nothing inspires pride in one species quite like speculative evolutionary biology. Perhaps we've had enough of that for today.
Oh, no. What's the biggest?
That would be the giant of Kokonur. The giant lives in the most arid parts of the vast Kokonur Desert in South Samara, casting a strange light across the barren wastes.
What do you mean strange light? We're gonna spend like 2 hours talking about this, but I guess it's fine. Case? What case?
Mirage or psychogenous luminance.
Just how big is it?
No one knows for sure. It is like an awful mountain appearing from below the horizon and expanding to cover almost a third of your field of vision.
Is it dangerous?
The towering luminosity of Kokonur is a bad omen in local folklore. Some say it's a fata morgana, others, fate unimaginable.
Hui. No animal can be that large. It's a mirage.
That's what makes it so peculiar. A species surviving at the very limits of scientific law. The giant of Kokonur must be the largest animal the planet can support. There are limits, you see, to how large a metabolism an ecosystem can beget. Some say a gravity anomaly below the Kokonur Desert might allow the creature to grow to these gargantuan sizes.
Great. This is great shit. You need more.
Tell me about it. I am so invested.
Gravity anomaly? Digging it. Digging this parascientific stuff right here.
Fuck yeah, well we got the biggest, so what's the tiniest?
Cryobacter catlensis. Yes, a unicellular bacterium that was discovered in one of the northernmost points of Kotla on the Boreal Plateau by renowned geologist Caitlin Mijanou some 70 years ago.
70? What's so special about it?
The bacterial colony Mijanou found had remained alive while frozen in ice for longer than anyone could reliably estimate. Certainly from before recorded history. Mijanou disappeared shortly after injecting herself with the bacteria she had brought back to study. No doubt in hopes of prolonging her own life.
She injected herself with it?
Yes, the bacteria had survived in the ice since times immemorial. It is not hard to see where she could have gotten the idea.
Sure.
It's actually a little hard to see. But do go on.
You mean there's an immortal geologist wandering the world?
Yes, and she's quite mad, too. After she treated herself with the bacteria, she stopped aging, but also became increasingly eccentric and irascible, so that even her oldest friends were forced to pull away.
Now, could we realistically stop our cells in our body, from aging? Is that really a thing? Isn't time unbeatable?
We can assume that she has been living somewhere in the wilderness for decades now, all alone except for the Cryobacter catlensis coursing through her bloodstream.
But there are so many other things to ask, but... well... it's fine. We did this. What do we get? Solution. We might have to wait and do this later, I think. It's a thought that appears in my head. I remember now. It's some weird thought that appears and then that's... yeah, okay. What's the most dangerous?
The gnome of Jeroma.
Pauses for effect. Sounds terrifying.
Oh, yes. None of its victims survived. Grieving relatives never even found their bodies because the gnome's venom dissolved organic tissue.
What does it look like?
It was reportedly a small creature with webbed fingers and a protruding forehead and a gangly little thing. Quite scary to look at. A couple of campers found it when it was already dying. They heard an odd wailing in the woods and followed the sound. They were scared and wrapped it in tarpaulin to suffocate it. It still took the gnome of Jeroma an entire day to die.
Sure. It takes humans like 90 years to die. Well, no, you know, it's different, but you know.
If the body of the creature was found, why aren't there detailed illustrations of it in science textbooks, confirming the existence of this very little species?
Alas, the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse put it in a jar of formaldehyde, thinking that would detoxify the gnome's venom.
Before taking any photos?
Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid, dissolving the creature itself. A poetic end, perhaps, but a real loss for science.
Alas, always alas, and then it was gone. Isn't that overly convenient?
It does seem somewhat convenient. This one sounds a bit believable, though. Seems a bit convenient. It sort of made sense, but it is a bit convenient. It's both. Somewhere in between. And it was never seen again, huh?
I understand your skepticism, but that's what happens with things that are rare and stand out. Their disappearance is most memorable, and they are least likely to be found again.
Is this like real time? Have I said that before? Can I like keep up with the time? No. Maybe. 10. How long have we been gone? God, it's been an hour. When did we start? At 7:30? Huh. Well, go figure. Man, I just can't get enough of these cryptids.
I'm glad you like them, but I'm not really one to tell you about all of them. You should ask my husband if you get the chance. He's the real expert.
Speaking of, the water lock on the canal is broken, so your husband is probably just stuck on the other side of the coast.
Oh my. What happened to the water lock?
Wouldn't you know Wouldn't you know? It's blocked by a big butter billboard. Fell right into the water. Probably just some technical problem. Word around the canal is some weird new... Okay. Stop. It's a big butter billboard.
Oh, sweetie. If it weren't for you, I'd be looking forward to another sleepless night. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Solved it. You're welcome.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
Gladly.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
If I see him, I'll let him know you're here. When or if I get there. Absolutely.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
You're welcome. That's all for now, ma'am. Wait.
Kingdom of Conscience.
Let's go. It's a good one.
The Kingdom of Conscience will be exactly as it is now. Moralists don't really have beliefs. Sometimes they stumble on one, like on a child's toy left on the carpet. The toy must be put away immediately, and the child reprimanded. Centrism isn't change, not even incremental change. It is control over yourself and the world. Exercise it. Look up at the sky, at the dark shapes of the coalition airships hanging there. Ask yourself, is there something sinister in moralism? And then answer, no. God is in his heaven. Everything is normal on earth.
Well, now I'm not quite so sure. Moralist dialogue options. Heal +1 morale. Learning cap for volition is raised to 5. And as well for logic. Well, look at us. We should get more of these. Anyway. Tuesday. Find morale. The cryptozoologist. Boink, boink. Alright, well. And again, you need... Is it 20 every day? 20 real. That's what we have. So we can't really spend any money right now. Until we get more money. I would assume going in here and talking to this guy, who's the one guy we can talk to in there, it's probably gonna be a very long conversation. That's probably all we'll do in the next episode. God forbid. But maybe you is not. Can't wait to change out of these rags. Surely this won't be too long. Let you handle this. Are you...
Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are? This is Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise you not to overstay your welcome.
You're a lot more confident and bold and hostile.
Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice.
You're the gardener.
No, I am not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union.
Uh-huh.
So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does. That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
Chill out.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
What if I wanted to talk to you? Why so aggressive? What's your role?
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems?
No, I'm just sorry. What? Okay. Why are you so aggressive?
Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
Just dock workers? Do dock workers spy on the police? We let you off easy, miss. Don't think it will happen again.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Oh, you're gonna be fun to talk to, eh? Titus Hardy. God, what a name, too. Tall, broad-shouldered man takes a sip of his beer.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
Good lord, you think there's not gonna be much to say, and then suddenly the game's like... Alright, the world needs a financial buffer zone. No need to get emotional. The privatization is not unlawful. It's cool and funny. Maybe you're just not historic individuals? I don't know where you heard that, but it's wrong. The RCM is principled and strong, unlike you socialists. I like that. Good start. Let's take it a step further. Armed uprising. What are the union's plan? Yeah, let's do that. Let's ask those questions. Good lord. Sorry. Let's do that.
Let's.
What if I want to talk to you?
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
I saw what you were thinking. You want to say, what are you going to do to me? Don't. Just because it's in your head doesn't mean you have to say it. You will not lose out on anything good by not saying it.
I trust you. Volition, I trust you. It's free will and all that, right? But you're talking sense to me. Wouldn't you want me to? I don't know. Yeah, I won't escalate things further. I think I'm fine with that. This guy's there twice. Can I get that knife? The tomatoes are so thinly sliced you can see through them. I kind of want to do that. You know, they always do that in videos, like, look how sharp this knife is. I can cut cucumbers so thin, it looks like glass. It's all about money, you know. Anyway, what we're gonna do is... Don't let us stay away. Oh, no. We're going to save this game. And we're going to leave. And then I'll see you guys again. Every time I play this, I want to play it more. Right? Like I want to make 2, 3 videos next week. Play even more. Get even more done. Get through this story. Good advice. And then I end up having a lazy week where I don't do anything, and then I record on Saturday. That's like the last day before I go back to work. You know, because I'm like, I have to do at least one Disco Elysium video. Yeah, well, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a great night's sleep or a great day, whatever time it is for you. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care. I love Kim. And I love you. Alright, bye.